going. Do not quit.
Not that we are an addict on that. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that are bright. You're playing small, not serve the world. There was nothing enlightened about life. That other people won't feel insecure around you. Not just enough of us, but everything. We let our own light shine. We unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. We are liberated from our presence automatically.
Hey, who'd you talk to? What's going on? It is me, Mike the King Michael. This is Legit Fantasy Football, brought to you by LegitPodcast.com. It is, again, September 29, 2024, 929-224. It is week 4 for the Football League. I'm sorry, as a Giants fan, I don't know what week it is. Joining me as always is Master Damas M1. What's up, Matt?
You know, the only thing I've been doing lately is just withdrawing, and I just hope if everyone follows along, that's the type of season it's been, and we're just going to keep on doing that, and, you know, that's the process. No deposits, just withdraw.
Here's the thing, too, about the show so far, right? Like, and these are facts that I'm not making up, that are just true. Like last week, the NFC East Whisperer, I went 4-0 in the NFC East. I'm 4-0 on Monday nights. I call the commies winning outright, and you all three of you laughed right at me again. I love when that happens. That's my best chance of winning is when everybody laughs at me. It's like, all right, well, see what happens. Hey, joining us, just beamed in, is Captain Picard. What's up, Sean?
What's up? Avengers assemble.
Right? We're just missing, I guess, the Tony Stark of our group and Brother Ray.
He's in the lab.
He's actually would be more the Incredible Hulk, if you want to be honest. Out of all of us, he'd be Bruce Banner, because when Ray loses his temper, and I've been around.
Rage.
I'm bigger than him, and I don't like it. I get nervous. Guys, we did really well last week, and then we had some games that just crapped out. Like, you know what it is? That's why we say 70%, because some games just didn't make sense. Flat out didn't make sense. It's like, all right, well, whatever. Now I know who this team is, I guess. Now, moving into this week, I had placed a bet earlier in the week, and I have such different spreads from Thursday to now that it's crazy, right? And the reason was because I wanted to put on a leg of a parlay the Giants plus 6.5 at the time. I mean, Dallas actually, dude, that was the best broadcast by Al Michaels ever for 2 reasons. One, he felt like I thought he gave up and was just drinking shots of whiskey at one point, right? And the honest to God, here's the actual what they said. Both said right after a play on a national game, right? The play ended, and Herb Kirk Street, I don't remember. That guy goes, "Oh my God!" And Al Michaels responds with, "Yep, another flag." I'm like, did I just hear, "Oh my God, yep, another flag"? Like, and Al Michaels was like, I don't know if I have enough flags to throw in the second half. Like, he was like firing one-liners. It was such a joke of a game. The Giants are such a mediocre team. Let me tell you something. The coach has to go, right? Brian Daboll, anyone can say whatever they want about offensive genius. But what has been lining up in the cards is what I've been saying for the last 2 to 3 years, at least. You get rid of Shane, you get rid of Daboll, and not to sing one of the Diddler's songs, but Bill's coming home. You know what I mean? Straight home. Bill Belichick, 2025, New York Giants, ends his career.
But don't you cut him some slack this year, King? Because you guys finally have the O-line. So now Danny Dimes can't basically say, I don't have an O-line. This is why. He's got the O-line. He's not produced. He doesn't look like
Matt, after that game, here's what I thought, honest to God. I've always been a Danny Dimes fan. I've always backed Danny Dimes, right? Always have.
Yeah, you're big time.
Coming back from those injuries, he underthrew everyone. But the arm's not there anymore. The decision making's not there anymore. He's playing scared. Dan has to go. We ruined him. That's what happened.
But do you Do you fire the coach because he's stuck with Danny Dimes?
He didn't stick with them, dude. If anything,
No, he stuck with him.
They tried to get rid of him every chance they got. I've never
No,
seen.
I'm saying the contract's there. You can't really get rid of him because the contract's so big.
You gotta wait for this year. But here's the issue.
You know.
Now, Sean, on this, here's the issue with Danny Dimes, right? They want to have him play out the rest of the year so they can cut him. They save like 20-something million, but they lose still dead cap of like 10 million. But it's not as bad, right? The issue is, when do you bench him this season? Because if he were to be injured and not pass the physical come 2025, that whole year's guaranteed.
I'm shocked. You don't pick up that phone.
What's that?
You got to pick up that phone. You got to start putting out some feelers because I know they can get, even if, as long as they get 3 or above, they're fine. And I think they can get a third for him.
No one.
I think they can. Even with that contract stipulation, I think they can get a third.
That's the thing. No.
Give me a list of teams, Captain, right now that have quarterback, because a lot of teams have quarterback needs. But then tell me a team that's willing to give up a third for that contract and that player.
It's a top 3 contract for QBs right now. Cap hit.
Miami, Oakland, and probably Minnesota once their quarterback gets hurt.
But
if I'm Miami, I'll give up a better pick for Mac Jones on the rookie contract.
Yeah, that's what
Mac Jones looked atrocious when he got in and he was playing the second team. He looked atrocious.
Sure, the thing is, if his contract wasn't what it was, you can't add the third highest quarterback hit, or actually maybe the third highest, or as of now, cap hit next year.
Miami takes on every bad contract in the league.
Yeah, but how would they work that out with the Giants? Because the Giants are going to end up having to spend some of that money, right? No team is going to take the whole 30 or whatever it is, 40 million contract. No team has that money.
Got to either kill or cut bait. Kill or cut bait.
I would say ride it out. I bench him because I don't want him to get injured. And I'm not joking. We're 1-3. We lose this game coming up because he looks like he's going to get injured. I just take him out and I sit him for the season. I'm being dead serious. And then that's the house you made. Whatever. Guys, let's start off with the 1 o'clock games.
Yes.
Guys, if we all 3 agree on a game, it is considered. I don't know if you can tell by the words on the screen, but that said, it's a lock. We're going to start off, Sean, to you. We're going to Atlanta. The New Orleans Saints travel into Atlanta. Hot Atlanta. Atlanta's favored by 2.5. The over-under is 2.5. Now, before you even start, I get a real big feeling we're all going to be different today. Because these spreads are ridiculous in different ways. Because I'll tell you what they were Thursday. All right. Atlanta 2.5. Let's see again.
Again.
What'd you say the over-under was, King?
41.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sean?
I like that over. And I think Atlanta has a great chance of showing up finally. Like when you pay for $1,000 lady of the night and a $200 shows up, you don't like that. But tonight, you go to Montreal, you pay $300 and you get the $1,000 baby. That's what you're getting with Atlanta. Atlanta's going to show up finally. Atlanta's going to be the team on offense that they could have been. Algier is going to have a massive night with Robinson. And Atlanta, I think, wins.
Can I ask one question of clarification? Were you comparing football to a brothel?
The thing is, you see a lot less underhanded deeds at the brothel, so I would never do that.
This is true. That's bad on the brothel. I mean, bad, yeah. Matty, who do you like?
Where is this game being played? It's in Atlanta?
In Atlanta.
I'm going to go with the home team, but this is a tough NFC South for the division. I'll go with Atlanta here. I like what I've been seeing from them. If it wasn't for the organization that is the refs and the Chiefs together, united, I think they would have had a victory over the Chiefs too. So maybe there's a little bit of give back from the NFL. I don't know. Maybe.
All right. I have to break this up. I apologize. I like the Saints in this game.
Oh,
Atlanta is really good, right? Atlanta is really good, but so are the Saints. And the Saints can score too. And they're playing on the same sort of turf the Saints are used to. And I can see a shootout. Atlanta wins by a field goal. I had them at Atlanta. I had the Saints getting 1 on Thursday. They're getting 2.5 as of now. That's crazy to me. So like someone's trying to figure that out. I'm going, I think the Saints are going to win the game. So why? And it's going up. So that make me feel better about the fact that it's going that way, because it's like, no, well, whatever. I can only get +1, but I think we're going to win. They're going to win outright. So we'll see. Hate to break that up. All right. Well, moving on to Indianapolis, Matt. Pittsburgh comes in. The Colts are favored by 2.5. The over-under is 40.5. What do you like?
Dude, I can't stand this game because I feel like it shouldn't even be close. It should be like 3.5, 4, right? I'm like, how is this even a close spread? Like, I'm going to take Pittsburgh and I'm going to get red-faced. Indianapolis is going to find a way to win. How is this even happening? I told King before the show, I did a really combo first touchdown parlay. This is one of them. I love Najee today. He's all alone. I got him as first touchdown, along with first touchdown with Chuba Hubbard, and then also what is it? Someone yell.
Oh, Chuba Hubbard. Just saying his name. I like to say his name.
Chuba Hubbard. It's actually 3 running backs, so I don't see it happening the way it is. But $50 to win 10,000. I can't recall the third running back right now, but I think it's Chuba Hubbard, and then the running back Najee Harris. And
So who did you like in this game, though, Matt?
I love Pittsburgh in this game, but I'm gonna roll with Pittsburgh in the under. I feel like this could be a 17-13, 10-13 game. I can't see how Indy could be on the right side, other side of this.
Let me just let me step in on this one too. All right, so I had the spread today is Indy by 2.5, correct?
I got him at 2, but
All right, but Indy's favored by 2. Am I right?
yeah.
So let me just show you guys this. This was what I got from Matt. See in the middle, Pittsburgh -2.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Steelers -2. That's what the spread was on Thursday. How did it jump 4 points the opposite way? And now the Colts are favored by 2.
I didn't see Colts being favored by 2.
I saw them getting 2.
All right, so the Steelers are still favored by 2. You mean?
Yeah.
This is guys. This is on Thursday. It's Steelers -2.
My third running back is Breece Hall.
Hey, thanks for remembering.
Wow.
Wait a minute. I just want to see this again. Pittsburgh. Where the fuck is Pittsburgh? Just stop moving the screen. Pittsburgh and Indy right now. Oh, it's 2.5. That's what it is. It's 2.5. The Steelers have moved to. My bad. I went the opposite way. Anyways, I got another point. I think the Steelers win this game easy. Not easy, but by like 4 to 7 points. So I think they cover easy, is what I'm trying to say. And I don't think it is a high-scoring shootout. But then again, they both have wide receivers that are undervalued that get deep occasionally, like the Alec Pierce. The Steelers have theirs, like guys who can get deep. However, I'm just going to take the Steelers, and I kind of like the under. Sean, you're next.
Yeah. I got we're gonna get our first lock of the day. So I'm going Pittsburgh. Reason being, if you look at statistically, teams that win the turnover battle win over 80% of the time. And I'm no math major and I don't have an abacus, but Pittsburgh has been turning that ball over a lot the right way. Mm-hmm. So that way Fields is playing mistake-free football. Someone finally got in his head the right way, and Pittsburgh's going to win the right way. And the Steelers take it home.
I triggered when you said it's you said that earlier, and I was trying to hold it back. But I'm happy we all agree on Pittsburgh. I think that's actually now at 2.5. It's actually different for me, but whatever. Bump Pittsburgh down. All right, I'm going to go to this game, and I'm going to start this one off. Jacksonville goes to Houston. Houston is favored by 5.5. First off, and the over-under is 44.5. First off, I have a hard time with the fact that these two teams are considered good. Like I can't this is a high spread, high scoring affair. Like this is Houston and Jacksonville. Like I don't see the big uproar of what's going to happen. I think they're going to run the ball a lot. I think there's going to be a lot of that stuff. But I like Houston by 5.5 because I don't think the Jaguars are very good, and I think Houston is becoming that slow, really good powerhouse of a team, right? Because they got a lot of parts on both sides of the ball. So, yeah, I think Houston beats them by a touchdown, but I don't think it's a huge scoring game either. Matt?
It could be a huge scoring game. I would lean over because the cornerbacks in the NFC South are just poor. You got Trevor Lawrence is going to probably hit Thomas for a few long balls today because he's one of the only guys he's going to be throwing to. Gabe Davis, along with Evan Ingram, are out. Strange has been filling in for Ingram quite admirably, but I think that it's going to be a touchdown. Give me Houston, the over. The Jaguars are really bad. I don't think that they turn it around today, and Houston's almost going to get Joe Mixon back, but I think it's going to be a little share. It's going to be Cam Akers along with Damian Pierce, maybe.
Your memory is being tested today, my friend. Sean, who do you like in this game?
Do I ruin the rule that I put forth last week?
What was that?
And restate it. It's the 5.5 rule. Teams who have been favored by more than 4 by 5.5, it's something ridiculous like 95 to 96%. So I am sticking with the 5.5, and I'm saying the Jags are going to beat the spread. They're not going to beat Houston outright, but yeah, they're going to beat the spread. I don't like Jacksonville, but I love the fact that the 5.5 is working.
So if this 5.5 comes out, then we've got to make 5.5.
We got to do. We got to wake up Sammy Hagar and say, "I can't bet 5.5.
I can't bet 5.5. All right. Back to the short. Minnesota goes to Green Bay. Green Bay's at home favored by 3. The over-under is 44. Who do you like?
What does Minnesota have to do to prove themselves, by the way?
It is a weird thing that the spread is where it's at. I agree. I actually got the Vikings at 2.5 on Thursday. It's also up a point to 3.
Yeah. Brian Flores has that defense like flying around the ball. Offensively, they're doing what they want. Addison's back this week. Mm-hmm. Adam Jones could have, I think he's playing today. He could have a nice revenge game. And but regardless, I think Minnesota beats them, even though you got Love coming back today. Yeah, so I'm going with Minnesota.
So let me just jump on you. Pause. Let me just jump on that quick, Sean. How is Green Bay favored by 3 at the moment? Like, Minnesota's been beating the snot out of teams, and they haven't even had like the Addison. They haven't had the rest of that stuff, and it's like now they're going into Green Bay. Love or not, it's tough. It's tough to win Green Bay, but I don't like. I don't like 3. I will go with Minnesota plus 3. Matt, you're on mute. I can tell, but I can see from here.
I've been calling Green Bay to be the Super Bowl representative for the NFC all year. And who's the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings? Y'all going crazy. You ain't crazy. You fell in love with Sam Donald.
Yeah. Yeah, you know why? They make it so simple that even Sam Darnold can do it.
Mm-hmm. Sam Darnold gets exploited today, and Green Bay shows you why you should have never sat down next to Sam Darnold for lunch. Unbelievable. Y'all get up.
You know what's crazy is that like every week someone else goes, yeah, the Vikings stink. It's been me in the first couple of weeks, and now Matt right now, and they just are much better than anyone wants to give them credit for. I guess we'll figure this out by week 6. So we split on that one. But all right. Now it's back to Matt. Matt, you get the Bengals favored by 4.5 going to play Carolina at home.
Brother Ray and I were. I wish we could send the video to the Red Rifle because we were in his horn the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, this is going to be a football team. Like Carolina's like, we even said it. We were like, they might see something in practice with Andy today. And now people are going, wow, Bryce Young has issues because look at what you got with the Red Rifle going. This is what you have in this offense. This is how you should be running this offense, young man. So Cincinnati's got problems on defense. I think this is going to be kind of reminiscent to the Washington game. Like, I wasn't ready to say Cincinnati was that team, but they are. It's funny because in the first few weeks, I was kind of saying they either assemble or they're going to disassemble. I said that. I think this contract thing with Jamar Chase, now it's with T. Higgins. I think that they have each other's back in that locker room in a way, and it's against the organization. And I think it makes for a circus running the clowns running the circus. I think that the Cincinnati Bengals are back to being the Cincinnati Bengals.
So who do you like?
And I think that the Carolina Panthers cover that spread today.
Okay. Sean?
Yeah, I feel opposite. I think this week it strikes midnight on our 1 week Gingerella known as Dalton.
I like that.
I think that Cincinnati every year starts that very, very slow, and then they come back and they finish every year with 10 wins, 11 wins. So I think they're going to do that again this year. I might be completely wrong because I think their head coach really is a great X's and O's guy, but I think he's a terrible player manager. Like he can't keep his locker room in order, and it's almost like the players have to figure that out for themselves.
But hasn't
so that's why he's
always been like that since we've known the organization. So many arrests, like they lead the league, I think, in that kind of stuff. So it's like the Cincinnati locker room culture is weird. It's never been good.
Yep. But they find a way this week and they win finally.
So I gotta go with Sean because since he could easily throw a couple quick touchdowns and then it's off to the races. And if it comes down to a shootout, I'll take the Cincy weapons any day of the week and twice on Sunday. So 4.5 is trying to make me think that it'll be a closer game than it is, or Cincy's going to win by at least a touchdown. So I'm going with Cincinnati. Matt,
can I say one more thing?
Go ahead.
And it might happen next week, Carolina is going to be getting back their rookie running back Brooks. He's going to make a huge difference. Well, go ahead, Matt.
Well, Captain, this is what I was going to say. Chubb is looking great, right? And there's a reason.
Yeah.
He knows he's showcasing himself for the last possibly attempt ever as a rollback. So what are you going to see today? You're going to see him exploit that Bengals because he's looking at this as eating. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's why I got Chubb at Hubbard as one of my first touchdowns in my thing. He's going to find the end zone. I think he finds it first.
So
I have him in daily fantasy.
I actually can agree with him getting in first, but I still see the Bengals winning by more, like 7 or more. The problem is, Chubb already gets that early touchdown. If the Bengals score and score again,
and they could, but I think that the Bengals defense is that bad to where they'll let anybody score on them.
Your back end is terrible.
Horrible.
I gotta go, but I still gotta stay with Cincy on this one. I don't know. All right. I guess I'll take this one. The Rams go to the Bears. The Bears are favored by 3. I do not know what the over-under is. Not in front of me. But real simple. So I'm watching these two teams develop. They're both, in my opinion, good teams. Like, they don't stink. Like they're not in the Giants class. You know what I mean? These are both, in my opinion, somewhat good teams. I really think this. And I like the Rams getting 3. Like I like Chicago. I think Chicago's a really good team. But I don't know why. It's been sticking with me all week. I like the Rams getting 3. I'm not even saying the Rams win the game. I'm just saying for some reason in this game, I like the +3. It makes me comfortable that if it comes down to a field goal kick at the end, at least I get a push. That's where I'm at with that. So I'm taking the Rams. Matt?
I'm completely in love with the Bears here. I feel like what we're seeing here with Matt Stafford and the Rams, they don't have weapons on offense. You had Tutu Atwell leading receiver. He looked great, right? If you can pick him up, start him. If you got a problem with wide receiver.
Demarcus
What is
Robinson
it?
missed a couple. Demarcus Robinson missed a couple. Like, not that he didn't
He
get
did, but
targets.
Tutu is absolutely getting the targets. I think he got 8 targets, 7 receptions, 93 yards. He's going to do it again. And Demarcus Robinson is that guy for a reason. He's kind of been that guy who, oh, wow, he missed a huge play. Maybe he gets one big play a game, but he's not consistent. And I think that's why you see the targets go Tutu's way, maybe Tyler Johnson's way, because you'll go for Robinson because he does find himself in space. But what does he do with it? Tutu's the leading guy there, but they're having problems. You know, why wouldn't they? You're replacing your X and your Z. So give me the Bears, finding the way, finding the end zone a little bit more than the Rams, because the Bears got the better defense, and I think actually their offense is kind of figuring out. I got the Bears.
I'm not saying you might be wrong. Again, I like the Rams +3. And also, I didn't agree with the last thing you said, but I just forgot what it was. Sean?
This could be push of the week, but the Bears have I'm going to agree with Matty on this one. The Bears have a very easy road to success if, number one, the Rams are terrible against tight ends. If they keep feeding Komet, and if they keep running the ball. That's all they need to stick to. Keep it nice and simple, and they could blow out the Rams because the Rams don't know how to deal with simple. They only know, okay, you want to bomb us out, we'll bomb you out. So if they do that, they can beat them, and they can beat them easily. But will it probably end up being that? No, it'll probably end up being the bomb fest. So with that being said, I'm still taking Chicago. I'm praying
if it's a bomb fest, you got to go with the Rams.
That's what I'm saying.
If it becomes like a bomb out fest, then that's the Rams' wheelhouse right there.
That's what the Rams want to do. But Chicago, if they can feed Komet, if they can stick it to the running game with Swift, then they can win. But we'll see. Hopefully that's what they do.
Swift has been such a disappointment fantasy-wise to me. I don't even start him because between him, that Raekwon Johnson, I guess, there's like 2 or 3 guys. The Bears are always using they don't use one running back. It's ridiculous. They sign a guy that just comes back, they put him in.
And then they end up with Khalil Herbert every year.
That's what I mean. Well, then they get him. That's my point. There's like 3 or 4 guys. It's ridiculous. All right, we don't agree on that. Back to Sean. Sean, we're going to go with Denver going to the Jets. The Jets are favored today by 9. I don't know the over-under. It's got to be somewhat high, I would think. Right? 45?
Yeah.
What is it? Anyone know? Broncos.
Let me go back and I can check right now.
You don't have
This is brought to you by Betting Extravaganza. Do you have a gambling problem? Want to make a bet?
We'll ignore it.
We'll ignore your bet. All right. So, yeah, it's not coming up for you.
Betting problem? You don't have a betting problem. Here, sit
You're
down.
not a betting problem.
Listen to the bells, the ring. Lose yourself.
But remember, you can always put it on black.
All right, what do you got? What are we doing here? Are you giving me the over-under?
I'm trying to find it right now. For some
All right,
reason, it's not coming up. But, well, guess what? 5.5 rule.
But it's not. It's 9.
Yeah, so it's over 5.5. So I'm taking Denver. As sure as I am that Sean Payton is stealing prescription pads again out in Denver, getting
Allegedly.
mile high with the ox eye.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Let me add that.
I have to just throw that word because the algorithm will pick up stuff that you say and they'll check it.
Medically, he alleged.
They transcript them.
Yes.
Did you guys know that? You can go back and watch some of our old shows and they transcript what we're saying. And because I'm Italian, nothing's spelled right. Like, they don't even know what I'm saying. They don't have a word for what I just said out of my mouth. All right, you like the Broncos getting 9. Matt, who do you like? I
come from Burrville. I'm proud to be one of the OGs to turn our organization around. They're the 5th best team in the state right now. They could beat anybody. That team would be better against the Jets than this Denver Broncos team. Give me the Jets. Jets.
So -9 taking the Jets. -9. You think the Jets win by 9, huh? Dude,
yes.
I had the Broncos getting 7.5, and I went with that bet.
That's what I got them at, but I would go with them at 9.
The fact that they're 9 right now, you gotta go with the Broncos. I mean, you gotta go with the Broncos. You just gotta go with the Broncos.
You know me. Over the years, I love big spread. I love big spreads. You know what I mean? Could do a lot with them. But the thing is, not in this situation.
All right. So what do you like?
Give me that Jets.
All right. So we split on that. I'm sorry.
Wow.
We split on that. That's another one we split on. Last 1 o'clock game. Matt, the worst organization to ever lace up the Philadelphia Eagles are going to Tampa Bay. The Eagles going into Tampa are favored by 1. What do you like?
I don't like it. I love it. And I really feel Brother Ray touched on it early in this show before ball even played. And we've seen it last year. We've seen it last year. That there's just problems in Philly. They don't have anybody today. Devontae Smith is out. A.J. Brown is out. You see a lot of Dallas Goda. But after that, you're going to be kind of scratching your head. You could think it's going to be Jahan Dotson. They had 3 targets for him last week. But after that, you're not really sure. So I think you're going to see a lot of Saquon Barkley. If you can get him into FanDuel lineups, DraftKings. I think there's going to be a really, really, really handoff fast, little screen fast. They're going to do small, intermediate ball control because you give it to Jalen Hurts too much pressure means turn over the ball. But I love Tampa Bay. Yeah. Tampa Bay.
I got to jump in on this. So I'm dancing because the Eagles stink. I never knew that a fucking center, meant so much to an offense. There's no captain in the huddle. There's nobody that's getting everybody to shut up to listen to Jalen. There isn't. So they're not. And he can't control it because that's not what he does. And he's being exposed for it. And the whole organization is kind of being exposed for it. If they're not at the top of the cap with the people they signed, right? And they're sputtering, they should have lost last week. They won on a last-minute bomb. Like, come on. So I got Tampa.
King, they could be 0-3. They should be 0-3.
Listen, there's so many people betting on the Broncos that on Thursday I had the Broncos. I mean, I had Tampa plus 2.5.
We all did. We all took them, and you know what? I kind of had a feeling at that point when the whole tidal wave goes one way, what happens? Comes back this way.
Always does.
You see that all the time. I felt dirty. Jumping into that trap. We should be more cautious, but it is what it is. With the way we've been shooting, we just thought it was an easy layup, and we got rejected by the rim. It's all good.
Yep. Sean?
Yeah. I hope you guys are ready for this because you know what time it is. I'm not going to say it because I don't want graphics to come up.
Oh, all right.
It's time for graphics to come up.
You want to go with Tampa?
Yeah, because as much as I don't trust Tampa's defense, I trust a Philly offense without AJ and without Devontae even less. So I'm going all day, every day with Tampa.
All right. So for the 2 o'clock, I mean, the 1 o'clocks are finished. We have 2 games that we all agreed upon. That would be the Pittsburgh Steelers plus 2.5 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers plus 1. Moving on to 4 o'clock. Sean, the Commies, the team that I picked last week to win outright, and I got laughed at, go to Arizona now. And Arizona's favored by 3.5. Sean, let me go first on this because it's an NFC East game. And I think as the NFC East, I should probably, I am the NFC East. And as the NFC East, I'm going to pick this game. I like the Cardinals to win by more than 3.5. The Commanders aren't that good. They're just not. It's just been the way that these games have been playing out. And I know the type of team they are and how they're going to want to kind of play. And the Cardinals are a bad matchup for the Commies. Just a bad matchup. They really are. So I like the Cardinals at home, 3.5. So Sean, to you.
All right. Since you are the NFC whisperer, I had an idea. Will you start an ASMR channel where you just badmouth other NFC East teams?
Oh, I love to do that. I do. I would love. When I was selling stuff on whatnot, all the football stuff, all I would do is make fun of Eagles, Cowboys, and Commie fans whole time, and people would buy stuff from me, and I just had to insult. That's all I did. So yeah,
that's all you need. Now, as far as today's game, I think Washington, Arizona. When I come home, I put on NFL Network and I just have games on in the background. Washington and Arizona are 2 bum backfields, defensive backfields. So even though the over-under is high at 49, I might take the over on this one because I think there's a good chance that we could see some arms today. A nice arms race.
I don't think Commies can keep up.
Yeah.
I don't think that can keep up. It's not have to be a race. The Cardinals get a couple points on the board. I don't think he's not coming. They're not.
They're not going to be able to keep up in the end. So I agree with you. I'm going Arizona.
Matt, you're muted. I should get a shirt that says Matt, you're muted.
I thought that I had a lock on the side of me, but you could.
Wow, who do you like?
I love Arizona in this. I do believe the kid could keep up. I do. I think the world of Jalen Daniels.
Yeah, no, I know, but not his rookie year right now is what I'm saying. Like I get it. Like I see him developing, but to ask him to keep up right now if the Cardinals start going.
King, do you believe in magic?
In a young girl's heart.
Hey, so check this out, right? I don't either. But this dude made Zach Ertz relevant again, okay?
Yeah.
Magic.
All right, so but you do agree Arizona wins by 3.5, right?
Oh, give me Arizona by 3.5 all day.
There we go.
Could come back down to like a 30-33 game. Hook could come back to bite us. I'll roll with Zona and Kyle Murray. I just think he's playing on a MVP level. He's got way more tools. We just now started seeing Terry. I didn't see Dwami Brown like I thought we would. Someone else has to emerge from that offense. It can't be Zach Ertz, right? He's going to get 4 or 5 grabs a game, but it's going to be 30, 40 yards. He ain't going to do nothing more like that.
Yeah,
So
he can't be
who's
number
going
one.
to be the second, third options down there in Washington? That's why I agree with you guys. I don't think they can keep up.
All right, let's move on.
And at home, Kyler Murray, don't forget about.
Yeah.
He's rated the number 1 quarterback this week in fantasy football. Kyler Murray.
Gonna drop some bombs.
Yeah.
Okay. Sean, staying with you. New England goes to San Francisco, and Frisco's favored by 10. Who do you like?
Well, lucky for me, today New England becomes the San Francisco Treats as they get their handed to them and eaten up.
You can say that our ass is kicked. Yeah, that's
all right. Cool. They're their offensive line, I remember how bad you thought New York's was last year.
Mhm.
And
It
I
was-
will raise you. Their Patriots offensive line is so bad that they have
How
Henry
bad
coming in.
is it? I'm sorry.
Well, let me tell you how bad. They have Hunter Henry blocking, or had to block last week. So, with all that said, there's one tiny flaw in what I'm saying right now. Anybody like to take a guess?
No. Oh, yes. No. No.
5.5.
Oh, no.
Being the it's what, 10.5?
Yep. No, it's 10 points.
Yeah. Oh, just 10? Okay. But even at 10.5, whatever you want to put it at, it's like watching your grandma peg your grandpa this today. But San Francisco only wins by 9. Yeah, you heard me. It's
San Francisco
Patriots win by the spread.
All right, sure.
But it's still going to be miserable to watch.
I will go next, and I will say that you guys would be so lucky if you could keep within 10 points. Like, it'll be a dream for New England to stay within 10. I think if you stay within 10 points, you guys should celebrate with Gatorade and everything. So I like Frisco. I like Frisco by a lot. I just think the nightmare does happen in this game because it is a really good team they're going against, and they're just not going to be able to stay with them. And 10 is not a lot with Frisco because that's not even touching.
At least they got some good news today. Kittle and Debo are both playing. So luckily for them, they got more offensive weapons to face.
Yeah, right? That's what I'm saying. 10's not enough. Should have been like 14. Matt?
It's funny that you said that, Captain, that Debo and Kittle are playing because I really want to put Juan Jennings in there because I like him better than a Uke right now. I think that there's problems with a Uke in that organization, so I wanted to slip Juan Jennings in there, but I would have went with the 10.5 if they weren't so healthy. I think I could have maybe envisioned a game plan to keep them kind of close. I can't now in any way. It would take turnovers and Brock Purdy playing really, really miserable. So with all the weapons that they have back, I don't see this being a close game. San Francisco is healthy for the first time this year. They want to get it right, and I think this is the perfect opportunity for them to get it right. I'm with King. I don't see how the Patriots even keep this close at any point.
Yeah, it's worrisome that it just could get really ugly really super fast in this game. All right. We split on that. Going to Matt, Cleveland goes to the Raiders. The Browns are favored by 2.5. Who do you like it? No. Is Amari Cooper playing? Yes. No, he's off the injury list, so he is playing. Right?
No, Devontae Adams.
Devontae Adams now is out for like 2 to 3 weeks. One of my starting wide receivers, of course, in fantasy. So he's out.
If you got Devontae Adams, go pick up Trey Tucker. He, even with Devontae Adams last week, got eight grabs for like 71 yards and a touchdown. So he's going to be the number guy. He's going to be the guy today with Brock Bowers. But I still got Cleveland in this game. I'm not sure how the spread is. I think the spread's a little bit more now than what you said, but I'm not sure about that.
Is it over? Has it jumped even?
I think it's 3.5.
Holy crap!
I'm not sure. But I got Cleveland in this one.
Sean?
Cleveland has 2 guys coming back next week, which is good for them, including Chubb. Well, it looks that way that Chubb's going to be returning. But this week, they got very lucky with Adams. So they're going to win. So Cleveland, do it all day.
I never heard any report at all about Chubb coming back next week, Captain. I'm going to have to go ahead and say you are a liar.
Just saw it on Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report.
That was a false
I'm
Bleacher
Adam
Report.
Schefter. I am reporting.
What do you like in the game?
For that, yeah, I like Cleveland.
Oh, you guys both like Cleveland.
Believeland.
So you're telling me you both like Cleveland. Is that what you're telling me? Let me get this straight.
Yes.
You're telling me You both.
You're
like
telling me.
So minus.
Wait a
2.5.
second, Hendry.
Cleveland. How do you not like Cleveland? How do you not like Cleveland in this game? I mean, with Devontae Adams, I still like him. Now he's not there. I like him so much more. And with Cooper playing, yeah, I gotta. I mean, it's a. I never like to have too much faith in the Browns. That's what I've learned in football. But still, I like that as a lock. Take the Browns minus 2.5 or 3. I guess is it now. If it's over 3.5, though, that gets a little wonky with me. So we'll see. But at the 2.5, I had. Or 3, I take Cleveland. Just a lock.
You ever get up from the toilet and you look and you go, I don't know if that's gonna go down. That's when the Browns destroy the toilet. That's what's gonna happen today.
I don't know where you guys are coming up with these analogies that don't even make sense. And I never look back. I just flush and move on.
But sometimes it can't flush. That's when the Browns destroy the toilet. That's what's gonna happen.
Sean?
Matty's actually right, but in a weird way. Ian Rappaport just reported that Chubb is going to probably come off PUP, but he's going to be in a 3-week window, a 3-week practice window. So he might not be back next week, but it's going to be within 3 weeks.
You know what I'm waiting for? I've been holding on to on my bench, waiting for him to come off the waiver injury thing. The what's it called? Injury report is
What's that?
Keaton Mitchell, the running back from Baltimore.
Yep.
When is that kid eligible? Because like last year when he played, he was like the best running back in the league. Then he got hurt towards the end of the season or whatever is going on, but he's going to wait like 4 weeks, I think, or 5. He should be coming back soon. And when he does, I'm telling you, he's going to be the guy in that backfield. He's going to beat that kid's a freak. But where you find
that's the Bleacher Report article that I'm reading.
Right.
It talks about all the guys coming back from PUP, and he's back.
Is Keaton Mitchell back?
Yeah. He's back. TJ Hawkinson is eligible.
So really quick, sneaky pick would be to pick up Keaton Mitchell if you're in a fantasy league, because when he came back last year, his the points that he put up were just ridiculous during his streak. So just my opinion. But all right, I'm with on Cleveland. Matt, KC and the Chargers to end the 4 o'clocks. KC's favored by 7 when I took it. Who do you like in the game?
You know what's funny is clowns, midgets, and leprechauns. I really think that's funny.
Yeah,
I
would think so.
And so isn't this spread. There's something up with this spread. I feel like the Chargers are going to cover this spread. This is their moment to let the Chiefs know that they're here. They're a little banged up over there on the Chargers, but at the same time, I don't like the way Patty Mahomes is with his receivers. It seems like it's so boom or bust, and there's no consistency there. So I think like the Chargers can play some type of layered defense to where they can show Pat. I know Harbaugh's got something for Pat, and I feel like they got the tools to do it. I'm not saying the Chargers win this game, but this is going to be a tight game.
All right. So real quick question. When they traded Tyreek Hill, why did they do that?
He wanted big money.
But
he wanted big money, and I look at it like this. I think we talked about this a few weeks ago when we were talking about the wide receivers breaking the bank. I think I told you guys, I said, there's not one of those wide receivers on that list that have a Super Bowl ring. You know, so I look at it from the Bill Belichick spectrum. You want to win a championship. I think you are the same way as me, King. I really do. You build it from the offensive line, defensive line. First, if you got a quarterback, how are you going to protect that dude if you ain't got somebody up there going, I got you. I got you.
Yep.
And I don't even want you thinking I don't got you. I got you. Just go back there, run your job, and run it. Right. I got you.
So you
so cool where you don't even have to worry about getting your ass kicked.
So you like the Chargers? You like the Chargers plus 7, right?
I love the Chargers plus 7.
Okay. I'm gonna agree with that. I agree with the Chargers plus 7. I like the Chargers plus 7. I think again KC isn't. I don't think they're gonna. I think it's gonna end up being like a field goal game. So yeah. And on top of that, not only do I believe you should build from the lines out, right? But there's a certain type of lineman that I want on my team. Any lineman that comes in wearing glasses and is telling me about all his techniques and all this stuff, I will pass him on. I want the guy who comes in, I'm like, hey, and he's like, I block. And I'm like, what's your name? And he's like, I block. And I'm like, he's on the team. Put him up front.
No.
I'm being serious. Those are the guys I want in front because they're maulers. You get these finesse guys, they miss something and they're just completely out of the play. Whereas a mauler comes off a block and he just hits anybody he's near. So, yeah, I definitely believe in that. Sean, KC and the Chargers.
All right. So, hey, it's KC and the referees.
Oh, boy.
So, KC, I think, are going to win the Super Bowl this year, unfortunately. But you might notice that they play down to the level of their opponents.
Always.
So, with that said, we're going to make this short and sweet. We're going to go 5.5. And we're going to go with San Diego Superchargers.
Sorry, Sean.
Perfect.
It just clicks. I got to figure it out. It's a lock that I can't figure out, which makes no sense. So we all like the Los Angeles Chargers. I hate them. Oh, God.
Yes.
I hate them. They're San Diego. They're fucking San Diego. The Rams are Los Angeles. Okay. The Raiders should be Oakland or L.A.
Yep.
Matt, yeah, you're in a Raiders shirt.
How sad is it to see the Oakland Athletics play their final game?
I know.
Yeah. All right. We have, for the 1 and 4 o'clock games, 5 games we've picked. We got the Steelers, Tampa Bay, Arizona, Cleveland, and the Chargers, which makes them all. So now we move on to the Sunday night game, and then unfortunately they're doing it again with 2 Monday night games, which I'm refusing. I hate it. I want 1 game on Monday night. That's it. If there's a commercial, guess what? You got to watch the commercial. Or go get a drink, for Christ's sake. All right, Sean, Bills go to Baltimore. The Bills are looking real good. Baltimore's looking real good. These 2 teams come head-to-head in Baltimore, and the Ravens are favored by 2.5. I don't know the over-under, but it's got to be up there. What do you like?
Yeah. So I'll make this short and sweet. Baltimore is going to win by 3. Baltimore at home, anytime it's in front of the lights, Baltimore is a different team. They start a whole crowd, gets super annoying and does 7 Nation Army all night long. And then they end up winning by a field goal at the end of it. And they have the greatest field goal kicker of all time. And that's it.
Other than that Dallas kid that I was so happy that he missed. Even Al Michaels commented about how they were up by 5. And he comes out to kick a 60-yard field goal. And he's like, and you know why that's being kicked? But we'll talk about that later. Meaning, there goes the spread.
Yep.
And he missed. And God, was I happy. Like, I think God touched me in that moment. I went, I'm so happy he missed. It was like a little victory. We lost the game, but at least your kicker missed the field goal now, huh? You know?
Right.
All right. I'm going to say really quick. I like the Bills. I think the Bills are a type of team that can get up on the Ravens. And the Ravens, I don't think Lamar can throw with Josh. And I see some holes in their running tack now. So I'm going to go with the Bills to make it sweet. Matt?
I'm so flipped here, but I'm going to go with my gut. And my gut for weeks, I just completed a really sweet trade in fantasy. I love James Cook. I picked him in pretty much all my leagues. I shopped him. He went against 3 of the weaker defenses in the first 3 weeks. He's going against a tough defense this week. That's where it starts for the Buffalo Bills. So if Buffalo can get James Cook going, which I don't see today, it's where I'm going to go with my gut. I feel like the NFL has to do diligence and knows that these are going to be teams that see themselves in the future. So do you want a complete dominance by the Bills over the Ravens, or do you want Ravens to be able to show them that they can hang with the Bills? I think this is a tight game. Give me what I don't want to do, because I do think that the Buffalo Bills are the better team, and I do think that I agree with King what he just said, but I am in the spectrum that this is a setup, and they set themselves up for future matchups. I'm going to go with the NFL and the Baltimore Ravens.
All right, going to the 1:00 games. The Monday night games. First one, Sean. Tennessee goes to Miami. Miami favored by.
What did Captain do with Baltimore, Buffalo?
He likes the Ravens.
Ravens.
So Tennessee and Miami. Miami's favored by 2. I can go first on this really quick. I don't know why Miami is favored by 2. No, I just don't. I don't get the whole thing.
I do.
All right, so I'm gonna go. I'll let you explain it, and then I'll make my pick after that. Why is Miami favored by 2?
There's a new quarterback in town who's serviceable. Not great, serviceable. And that's all Miami needed. Miami was down to the 3rd quarterback, and they still, not that they were great, but all the other role players were ready to make the plays. It's tough when you don't have leadership, where you can't call out the mic, where all of a sudden you can't make a mid-tier adjustment where you say, come in 3 yards. I mean, it sounds stupid, but it makes a lot of sense. Huntley can do that. Huntley supposedly is getting the start today, so Huntley makes the difference. If I was a betting man and I got paid early this week, I sent this as a text. I would bet the over of 37 today. I love that over. But, I'm taking Miami giving up 2.5 because of Huntley.
All right. What do you think, Matt?
I think this is a trap. It's a setup. But I'm wicked stubborn, and I'm going to ride with my Tennessee Titans. It's funny because I just learned one of my favorite teachers who's a good man and who helped me stay in my life, Craig Levis. He's the uncle of Will Levis. I got to ride with Will. I love that. Tennessee, it seems to me like Vegas is looking at them as the complete package and the complete team is with Miami. And like Captain was saying, now that they got somebody who can distribute the ball properly and has been and has some experience, how can Huntley come from not playing off the couch? We've seen it time and time again. I'm going to go with Tennessee. I don't see Tennessee as being as bad as Vegas has been giving them, and I got to see something come back where it backs what I say and think about them, and I hope it's Monday night.
Yeah. Who do you think gets more fantasy points, Tyler Huntley or Derek Carr?
It's got to be Derek Carr.
Yeah,
well, that's a really actually a good question because he's going against a tough Atlanta defense, right?
That's my point.
And that over under that Atlanta game's got to be, what is it, 41? There's a reason for that because it's going to be a really tight, low scoring game. Probably a lot of running. Kamara's banged up, but I don't think they're going to get the yardage to the air. But I don't think Huntley's going to.
No, he'll throw it. And he's got receivers.
He's going to have to throw it to Hill once, twice downfield. You know. I think he's going to be a lot of little swing passes to A-Chain, but A-Chain can bring it 60 yards.
That's my point. I guess that's my point. Even his screen passes have a better chance to go to the house. So, like, if this kid Huntley can just run the offense, it's made to score points by you just giving them the ball. That's it. Just give those guys the ball and they'll run and they'll make touchdowns. So, I'm with Miami on this. I think 2 is a fake. It's a fake spread.
If I'm doing with money, it's Miami. If I'm going with my homie's nephew, it's Tennessee.
All right, so I'm not going to count that one, but so we both kind of like Miami. I won't give that the official. So last game would be Seattle at Detroit. Detroit's. Sean, did you give your Tennessee Miami? You said Miami, right? You gave me the whole speech, right?
Yeah.
What am I saying?
You gave your speech.
At Detroit. Detroit is 3.5 favored at home. Matt, who do you like on Monday night?
I'm going to roll with Seattle. I think Jared Goff's having an off year, and Geno Smith is playing lights out. I think he's DK Metcalf looks like he could be the best wide receiver on the year. I think there's something wrong with Detroit, and I think it starts with their lack of leadership in their coach.
All right. So I like Detroit at home getting only favored by 3.5. I just think I don't like Seattle. And you know what? I may even be wrong on this game. It might be just me being stubborn. I don't like the team. I have a hard time with the Seahawks with Geno Smith. I don't like Geno Smith. I don't trust him, so I'm taking the Lions. Sean?
Okay, so Seattle barely beat the Broncos, which you guys said was sad.
Mhm.
Barely beat the Patriots, which we all know are sad, and beat Miami, Tualis Miami. You know what I mean? Which seems like anybody should be able to beat Tualis Miami until Huntley came in. So, with that said, I gotta agree with the King, and I gotta go with Detroit. Detroit has the talent, even though they've been disappointing. I think they get the ship straight for at least one night.
All right. Now I have it at 3.5, but it doesn't count until it goes over 5.5, right?
Correct. We can't drive 5.5.
No. So for our day, so Matt, you went opposite of us both on Monday nights.
Well, you know why? It's because I'm a truther. I'm a big truther, and I said to Captain that he was a liar, a lion earlier, and that's why he went with Detroit.
Oh,
It's
no.
true.
It's
true.
So for the day, here's really quick the recap. We have for you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 games. We have Pittsburgh Steelers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Arizona Cardinals, Cleveland Browns, and the Los Angeles Chargers as those are our locks. Now, really quick in fantasy, I'm going to just use this so you guys can help me with this. My fantasy team is full of what-if guys, right? I have to start 3 and 4 of either running backs and wide receivers, okay? On the bench, I have Jalen Tolbert, who just played, and Devontae Adams, who's out, right? I have Demarcus Robinson, who I can put in, or I have Andre, and I keep saying his name wrong, Iosivas, the kid that I told you was going to get a bunch of targets from Burrows. So do I put in, here's my starting team. I've got Montgomery, Ramondre Stevenson, and DeAndre Swift. And then I got Addison, Amari Cooper, Mike Evans, and I'm going with Xavier Legette. Why? Because I think he's going to catch a couple deep. So out of those guys I just named, would you replace them with either Javonte Williams or Andre Iosivas or Demarcus Robinson? Those are 3 names. Javonte Williams, Andre Iosivas, and Demarcus Robinson. Would you put them in this lineup? Any of Xavier Legette, Mike Evans, Mari Cooper, Jordan Addison, DeAndre Swift, Ramondre Stevenson, and David Montgomery?
You got
Anyway,
you got Swift in there, you said?
Yes.
I'd go to the free agent and get Rashawn Johnson.
I got
See if
rid of him.
he's there.
I got rid of him
Huh?
last week. I know I got rid of him
Picked
like
up?
last week. I dropped him like last week.
You got rid of Rashawn Johnson? And
Yeah,
after the game he just had,
no,
he got more yards in one game than Swift got in 3.
I know.
I would get Swift out of there. That's what I would do.
We put it
I'd
in.
probably
Iosivas.
put Williams in there.
Yeah.
Even though I like Jamal McLaughlin in Denver, but I think he's on the upswing.
Iosivas is like he keeps scoring touchdowns. Like if I'm going to replace Swift, it would be with a wide receiver.
Is it a flex that you can replace him with a wide receiver?
Yes,
That's what I would go with.
Yeah.
so
Because he's
right, not Robinson.
Iosivas or Iosivas, however you pronounce it.
Yeah,
He really has a great matchup today as the third, since they're finally at full strength.
They love throwing. Targets, yeah.
And I was listening to fantasy football on the way home last night, and they were saying he was at a 75% target share, where he keeps on getting bumped up week after week after week, and to be able to be up to 75% at the rate that he was, where it started out at like 30%. And by week 3 to be up that high, he's showing something where, that's who I would go with. Go with the hot hand.
The kid gets open. Like that's what that kid does. He just keeps getting open, and you get those other receivers you have to pay attention to, right?
And he's playing against a BS backfield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go with that. Anything else you guys like to add? Any quick other things, Matt?
Yeah, I got a 3 parlay first touchdown that's about to hit, and I'm gonna win 10 G's on it. It's Najee Harris to win first touchdown. Get first touchdown, Brees Hall, which is a gimme, and Chuba Hubbard, which is a gimme. So I really got. I'll just hope Najee scores the first touchdown in the Pittsburgh game. Then and I win 10 G's off $50. Go
All right,
ahead,
so
follow me.
Najee in that game. Then you're going to need Brees Hall in the Jets
Easy.
game. And then who's the third guy?
Chuba Hubbard, baby, which is
And
easy too.
we're
In the Cincy
Carolina.
game, which I think is going to happen. I think
Those
Chuba
teams
and Brees is
are
the layup.
All right, Najee, Chuba, and Hall. Chuba, Hubbard.
I've been knocking these first touchdowns every week. Now it's time to make it a little tricky.
So, what I would say is the teams that I picked that I can see being upsets, like them winning outright, would be the Steelers, Minnesota, for me, the Rams, Tampa is an underdog. I like them. I think that's it. I don't have any other. So, and the Bills. So I would put together a bomber of the Bills winning outright, Tampa winning outright, the Rams winning outright, Minnesota winning outright, and then Pittsburgh. I would just roll
Take that
out.
Miami over, baby.
Yeah, that's a good one. All right, guys, we made it through. This is week 4, right?
Can I say one more real quick, Mike?
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
5 second. If any daily fantasy or prop bets, Derek Carr this week, 0.5 rushing yards is what he's going for. 0.5. I'm 300 pounds. I could fall forward for 0.5 rushing yards. Take that all day.
I know, but that's a skill that you have that maybe Derek
That's
Carr
true.
doesn't. You might beat him in a
Weebles
40.
wobble, but they don't fall down. So
It's like he doesn't know how to fall down. The Cars just know
That's
how to get coupled up like Beetle Bailey.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm gonna wrap it up like this. Again, remember our locks of the week are Pittsburgh, Tampa, Arizona, Cleveland, and the Los Angeles Chargers. For Captain Picard from Masterdramas M1, it's me, Mike Larry King, Mike Gill. This was Legit Fantasy Football, brought to you by LegitPodcast.com. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. Something I never ask, and I'm supposed to ask, and I always